woke up at dawn with the pelicans in flight. Coffee brewing strong by dawn's early light. Waves whisper secrets to my open heart. The life around this water gets me off to a great start. Parrots wild, squawking loud in the old palm tree. Dolphin smiles, brighter than the Texas sun on me. We chase simple dreams, nothing fancy or grand, just honest days in this promised land. God gives rainbow horizons to those in this happy lane. Diamonds dancing on the waves, back sparkling again. Honest living, a pursuit of peace, family ties and the happiness we seek. Love, forgotten country running deep in our veins. Through the storms and the trials we break those chains. Good living brings the blessings we see. The rainbow horizons calling to me. Living each moment, giving truth from the heart. No deceptions woven, no false starts. It goes like a front porch swaying in the ocean breeze. Watching the sunset fade away with pink and bluey. Teach the young ones right from wrong with care. Hold them close when the world's unfair. In this Gulf Coast life we find our way, building memories that never stray. Oh, rainbow horizons after the rain. Diamonds dancing on the waves back again. Honest living in pursuit of peace. Family ties and the happiness we see. Love, forgotten country running deep in our veins. Through the storms and the trials we break those chains. Good living brings the blessings we see. Rainbow horizons calling to me. When the night falls quiet and stars shine bright, I thank the Lord for this humble light, for the flag that waves and the grace from above, filling our hearts with endless love. No riches compare to the peace we found in the tides we ride and the love all around. No rainbow horizons after the rain. Diamonds dancing on the waves back again. Honest living in pursuit of peace. Family ties and the happiness we seek. Love, forgotten country running deep in our veins. Through the storms and the trials we break those chains. Good living brings the blessings we see. Rainbow horizons forever free. Yeah. Your rainbow horizons calling to me.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing really, really well. I bet the music's going to start again. I knew it would. Sorry about that. What are y'all doing? Zelda, how are you? I'm cracking up the music video. I'll make a video. Whoops. I'll make a video of my hospital and my nurse chain. Do it. Do it, Zelda. Make the video, and I'll take it down and put it in my Camtasia, and I'll make a music video with the Cooter Canoe. Okay. All right. What in the world do you guys think of the crystal jellyfish? How unbelievably awesome are they? They're so beautiful. They are right up my alley. I love them. Love them. All right, let's see who was the winner today. Tennessee, girlfriend, you are the winner. You were fast today. Team Doocy Doo, 222. Good to be here. Thank you. Doris Martin, welcome, my friend. Sketty Nona's here. Requiem is here from Gotham, right? You're in the belly of the beast, girl. Just me. Welcome, friend. Hit the thumbs up. Listen to Just Me. She said hit the thumbs up when you come in and subscribe. If you unsubscribed, subscribe. There's no reason to unsubscribe just because we have a difference in opinion. That's all right. Hoppy. It's good to see you, Hoppy. You gonna watch later? All right. I'm where the roller coasters are. Are you at Disney World? I wish I was there, Hoppy. I love Disney World. Let's see. Making hummingbird nectar, feeding my does and my fawns. You have the perfect life, Donna. It's wonderful. All right. Well, I wanted to pop in. I got a little bit of extra time that was unexpected. And I was going to pop in. I'm a little discombobulated. I'm not sure what to do. So let me show you what I mean. Okay. Since it's just going to be friends here, we're not putting on a show. Okay. Hold on. Let me show you, friends, what I am discombobulated about. Yeah, right here. Is that right? Yes. Holy hell. People, let me show you what I'm discombobulated about. Whew. Let me tell you what this is. This may look like Hidden True Crime with John and Lauren Matthias. It is not. You're actually looking at Allegedly Innocent. See right there? Told you. You're looking at Allegedly Innocent, and you're seeing that this video is private. Why is it private? Let me show you why it's private. Because it's four hours long. That's why it's private. What that means, oh, you can't see it because my picture is in the way. So when I say that it is 4 hours long, that's what I mean. Kresha, what are you discombobulated by? Let me tell you, I 4 hours kicking ass and taking names, girl. Okay. And now why the discombobulation is, what do I do with my 4-hour video? Like I have to divide it up, right? I got to divide it up, turn it into episode, alleged credentials. He's not credentialed. Have I missed something, like something big? Because I was busy making a 4-hour video. What is happening? Tell me, Crusher, because I don't know. I don't know, Just Me. We're waiting for Crusher to tell us the story. Undo Crusher. Dum, 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 dum. Oh my God. It was in the lawsuit. It would give you another opportunity to pick up on what you may have missed. Alleged credentials pertains to Andy Kopsa's live that she just had. Oh, I love Andy Kopsa. I am going to watch Andy Kopsa. Thank you for the heads up. Absolutely. Now, let me explain, Kresha, and everybody. This was a two-parter, so I hope it doesn't confuse even more. I'm not going to be confused. I'm dialed in. The 4 hour. Oh, she's with Christina. I'll search for the timestamp. Thank you, Krishna. But this 4 hour video, okay, I recorded it yesterday, and when I finished it, it was late, and it was late in the day. And I said, okay, let me sleep on it and make a decision how I'm going to divide this up so that it's usable. Look, let's don't kid anybody. A 4 hour live, it's just simply not manageable. We don't remember Lauren's 9 hour live and then the resulting 3.5 hour live by John. It's not usable. You don't want to put that out on YouTube. So what I have to do now is I have to go back through this whole 4 hours, and I've got to find the proper places to divide it so that I can put out 4 or maybe 6 episodes from start to finish. So that is where I'm at on this. Okay. What is in this 4 hours? Well, I'll tell you what it is. I was asked by one of our regular friends on here in our community. I was asked to review, to give my opinion on John Matthias's analysis of the whole Richard Allen trial, right? And I was like, oh God, I don't watch them. I don't want to watch them. It's exhausting. And I said, okay, I'm happy to do that. That's fine. Thinking that it was going to be like a 1 hour video, and then I would do a little response, then I would be finished. No. The video that I got through in 4 hours of commentary, it took 4 hours after 30 minutes of their video, 4 hours of me correcting what was said, either correcting the facts of the case or correcting his bald-faced lies, misinformation, I believe intentional misleading of people. The ethical violations in this one little 30-minute section all by itself. When I tell you this was incredible, I was raging when my husband got home last night. I was raging. I was like, these people this is so much worse than we think it is. Like, we do think it's bad. Like, we got the heads up that there was something unusual about them during the 9 hour live, right? Then we got the police body camera where John is absolutely saying, well, if we can find 5 instances, we can put Christina Mack in prison for up to 25 years. And we were all like, what's wrong with these two people? I'm not going to sit and watch them. It's too uncomfortable because it's so, well, I'm not going to get down in the mud on that. But in this one video alone, there's enough here to say, this guy doesn't have there's not a credible bone in his body. I'm not even worried about saying that. Oh, you better not say that. They're going to come back at you for defamation of character. Do it, because then we're on the record. Then the licensing board sees my video. Go ahead, do it. I was horrified. So that's what 4 hours is. That's what 4 hours is me basically correcting the facts of the evidence, pointing out the parts where he's misleading, gaslighting, lying, if you will, and then the frustration of the whole unethical mess. Okay. To cut straight to the point of Andy's live, as she's reading Christina's attorney's response to stalking allegations, he wrote alleged credentials in response to John Matthias's declaration. My God in heaven. I had never seen a licensed psychologist described as an alleged credentials. Listen, guys, you can go online, you can type in a psychologist's name, and it pops out their license number, when they're licensed, when it expires, what states they're licensed in. Alleged credentials? Are there none? It may be a nothing burger, which is why we need you to take a look at us for us. Sure, 100%. No problem. Let me pull up. I've got to say goodbye to my crystal jellyfish. I sure do love those little jellies. All right, let me go to Andy's channel. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hold on. Andy Kopsa. If you guys are not subscribed to Andy Kopsa, why? You should be. Let's see. Okay, you said this is the video that just finished, streamed 40 minutes ago. Okay. All right. Christina's attorney stated alleged credentials referring to John. Yeah, I get that. Do we have a timestamp that you want me to look at, or do I need to watch the whole thing? Let me see. 118 is where she starts reading. Okay, 118. Hold on. 118. I love cat videos, Andy. All right, let me share this. Shared screen. Let's go visit the BS. While we are waiting on this, imagine, here's a little true crime humor. Imagine that you get murdered, and then, you know, when somebody, one of these true crime creators does a video on what happened to you, the girl watching it skips forward because it's boring. I read that and I thought, that is the Matthiases. They only go for the most macabre, awful stories about children. That's all. They don't care if you're a grown woman and something awful happens to you. They're gonna click right past it. Terrible, terrible. Okay, let me take a listen here. What's happening? And let me say this, Kresha. There are ethical guideline principles that I have to follow, that would be even addressing another psychologist, and if they are doing something that is against the law or against our ethics code, there is prescribed ways to handle that. You have to go through certain steps, okay? So everything I do, I'm guided by my ethics code and Texas law, Colorado law, and a couple others. So I'm going to listen to this and try to answer the questions. But if I feel like it's something that may go against the step that I'm in, in terms of addressing a certain complaint. That's something that I believe is a true and legitimate complaint. If it's a true and legitimate complaint, the ethics code tells me, here's what you have to do. You have to do step 1, then you have to do step 2, then you have to do step 3. And so I'm going to follow that. Okay. But it may not be anything. I'm just telling you ahead of time. If it feels like this is something more serious, then I don't need to make a public commentary right now. There may be a different response I need to do. I'm just letting you know now. I wholeheartedly understand and respect your integrity and ethical values. Thank you so much. You'll never guess the time stamp. No, it is not 1:44. Don't say that. Eerie. How eerie is that? Okay, I'm going to have to take my picture off. Whoops, that made me bigger. I don't want to be bigger. I want to be smaller. Where did I go? There we go, but it's not letting me change. Dun, 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 dun. Now I have tons. I have 16 of these. Why isn't it giving me my other? I know I've reached my limit. Weird that it's not letting me get out of the way. Now it even erased that one. Hold on, y'all. 1 minute. I'll be right back. StreamYard has kind of got me messed up. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm back. Now I want to see if it's going to let me. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now I've got to add Andy's video. Okay, and now I got to go to 118. All right, let me add it to the, all right, we're ready to go. I love that you study this. Let's see, as a student of counseling, I learned so much from you. Aren't you sweet? Give or take 144. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, let's take a listen to the well-informed Andy Coxa.
Sorting that out. So I want to say hi. Hello. Good morning. Talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. Lover of bad puns. Good to see you. Molly Colleen. Hello. Forrest. Hello. Sup. Also sup. Ski Utah. Nice to see you. As always.
Hey, Blaine. How are you, my friend?
Kelly Cal. Girl, defamation. Oh, Fiend, you got your wrench back. Be responsible with it. My goodness. I switched over from the Aspen episode. I don't know what that is.
Aspen Connor. No.
I don't know if you've ever been here. Oh, JJJJ's in the house. Bite my baits. You have some cock old this week. Remember
trying to go through all the
hellos. Some of the things that from public information, and I wanted to kind of revisit a few things, and I do want to talk about some possibly I want to make sure that people understand, and even people that would wish to bring some sort of claim or any sort of action, that the thing that you must keep in mind when you are not even a limited public personality or limited public, whatever she is, or what John.
I just noticed she's wearing a t-shirt. I'm wearing my mermaid t-shirt, but she's wearing a t-shirt that has Oxford, Mississippi on it. Andy, are you from Oxford? And maybe our two schools played against each other in sports. We're gonna have to talk about that. Fun. Is she
public
from Louisiana?
trials, and what we're going to review today is the audio from a public trial that Lauren and John dismissed because they didn't want law and crime in the room. The American legal system is predicated on many things, but certainly our right to a public trial. Okay, that means something to me. And you know, as you all know, I'm the world's oldest
criminal sociologist. Very quickly, I did what you asked me to do by reviewing the Hidden True Crime and Richard Allen analysis. 4 hours, hon. 4 hours. A 30-minute clip of Hidden True Crime resulted in 4 hours of me trying to correct the record. So I've done what you asked. It is coming, but I have to break it down into smaller, usable episodes. Okay. So I just wanted you to know I did do it. Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all, for the
law student, and it's inner law, but it's the same principle. It's common law.
And I don't want to play all of Andy's video because this is her content. And she needs to be able to make money as well. So here's the link to this video. I hope that you will go over and subscribe. Excuse me, I've got something in my throat. I hope you'll go over and subscribe and watch the whole video there on Andy's channel. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to answer a question for Crescia. So I need to go to 144. That's so eerie. 144. Hold on. Okay, so somewhere right here. Okay, is that right? Put a 1, Crescia, if that's right. Where did it start? Rule. Okay, she's at rule. She's at rule 602. Let me write this down so I can. B is rule 602. Laying no foundation. Okay. And then 702 to 703. Okay, now I'll know where to actually find it in the document if I need a longer answer. 145.37. Okay. Okay.
Yes, he is his own expert, but they get to that. Okay.
Well, he's an expert.
So, rule 602.
John Matthias is an expert who's claiming, he said that he does court-ordered evaluations for basically people who are already incarcerated. And there's just not really been much evidence that we found. I think there's been 2 cases. And in both of those cases, there's some serious issues related to things like manipulating the answers, manipulating the statistics on the standardized testing that's being done, misstating what the tests actually measure. Like there's some serious issues.
Matthias Declaration lays virtually no foundation for the grammatical burn, sir. En parens, few statements of fact. Oh, y'all.
And you know what I
wish
think, Kresha? I think this is going to go right along with my 4-hour video that I did yesterday. He just makes shit up, right? He says, okay, this is what I want to be true. This is what I'm trying to teach people. I want to connect A to B. Well, when he gets into it, he just starts picking and choosing and forcing it and saying, oh, this all matches, this all goes together, it's all relevant. This fact is representative of these facts. And I'm sitting there going, excuse me, no, they're not. They're not even closely related. You're actually using statistics for IPV, interpersonal violence. You're using statistics for interpersonal violence to try to make the case that Richard Allen is a child rapist. And they have nothing to do with one another, like literally. And yet the presentation that he made to the Hidden Potatoes, he's even laughing as he's doing it. I believe he's laughing because he knows he's full of it. It's my belief. Okay, it's my opinion. That's what this sounds like. This is what they did to Christina. They just Lauren talked shit about a lot of people. Now, I think she was sensitive to the fact that talking crap about Kresha, Colby, she was sensitive to, oh, that's really, people are going to find that unforgivable. I don't think she cared that she talked shit about her friends, other people that were not families of victims of a horrific crime, people that might not have much of a platform. I don't think she cared. I think her big one overriding fear was, it can't come out that I am insensitive or even gossiping about family members. That was the whole thing, right? And so what they ended up doing, in my opinion, is they took just a whole group of people, many episodes of Lauren gossiping and talking crap about people behind their back, many episodes of that. And then they just weave it all together into a storyline that is 100% fictional. Like, she takes things and says, oh, well, this person is probably talking about me, and this person is probably talking about me. So I'll just put them all together and say it was Christina Mack that did it because one of them is a friend with Christina Mack. That's not evidence, Lauren. And you're supposed to be the real journalist in the group. So I think that's where this is going. So let me be quiet
an
now.
Applause track, because, sir, game recognizes game. And the use of the in parens is a masterpiece. I love it. And I'm a nerd. And I don't care. Oh my God. Wow. Let's see. All right. So John Mathias lays virtually no foundation for the few statements of fact contained therein. John Mathias does not establish a requisite personal knowledge. That's fucking right, because you weren't around.
Yep.
Right? Sir, you don't, and this is the thing. It's like, it's pointing out the obvious. He wasn't there. He wasn't around. He doesn't have firsthand knowledge. That's inadmissible hearsay, right? I mean, again, I haven't looked at the goddamn rules of evidence, but this is pretty general shit.
I have a question, Kresha. Is this document, this is Christina's attorney that has written this? And so did John take the stand? Is that what they're addressing? That he took the stand and sort of offered information as if he were in the role of expert witness? Team Doocy Doo, you are not very far off from the truth. Can you imagine Lauren and John getting divorced? How in the world would Lauren navigate her channel with her criminal husband psychologist? From Christina's stalking case filed by Lauren, John did not go. Remember, he wanted to Zoom in. That's when we began speculating about a possible shut-in. Okay.
So
he didn't say, John didn't say these things under oath in the role as, he could not serve as an expert witness in this particular situation. But what I'm wanting to know is, did he pretend? Did he put himself in the role of expert? Did he take the stand? Did he take an oath? And it sounds like that's not what happened.
This doesn't get enough attention either. Rule 702, 703, John Matthias purports to offer diagnosis of Matthias. Okay, so Lauren, he offers a diagnosis of his wife and of Christina.
Yep. Oh, John.
Both are inappropriate and do not meet the foundational requirements for admission as expert opinions. John Matthias briefly details his
exactly.
Oh my God, I didn't read this part.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Y'all have to understand something. So if you're the holder of a professional license, people are licensed in the public interest, that they want to make sure that the person that has those credentials, that they won't be harmful to the public in any way. So that you really, it does take a lot to get that license. You have to prove, yes, I am educated. I did get exactly the kind of training and education that is required by the state. Here, I made the grades that were required. I've taken the standardized testing that is required. I've done everything that is laid out in an accredited program that I have to do. And I worked for 5 years under somebody else's license, and I never had a complaint against my work. And now this is how long I've been working, and I'm emotionally stable. I myself have not committed any crimes. Like, they basically rip into your entire history in life. And then when they're satisfied that you are okay, then they give you a license. That license has to be posted in your office, like actually on in the waiting room area. They give you credentials that you put up out in the waiting room because it's a public statement to the people that come in, that this is a person that we, the state, have really checked into and looked at, and we're confident that they are safe and they are competent and you're in good hands. They know what they're supposed to know, and we don't have any reason to believe that they're unstable or may harm you, right? So with all that as background, here's why I'm saying this. Because if you invoke your license, right, which Lauren does every video, my husband's a licensed psychologist. If you invoke your license, you're now operating under the protection of the state. If you invoke your license, you're saying, you should believe me because I am a known expert. And here is my license from this state or that state that tells you that you should be confident in me and you should believe what I'm telling you. Well, I'm sorry, but when you are doing a YouTube video, when you are on a YouTube channel, you would be a damn foolish person to say, listen, this is what I do for a living. I'm a licensed psychologist. And if I want to talk about the rape of children, the murder of children, you better believe me in what I'm saying because, I am the expert and you're not. So you can leave. And I'm fixing to start deleting comments because my husband knows what he's talking about. You know what happens at that point, John? That's right. You have now crossed into that terrible line of liability. The people listening to you, the hidden potatoes, they can sue you, John. Sorry.
How have I made it this far into this document and not seen this? Holy crap. Okay, wait a minute. Oh. Let's see.
Yes, Idaho Mom.
Both are inappropriate, do not mean the foundation. Okay. He briefly details his alleged credentials. Oh, y'all.
That's a huge deal.
Olap. My God. Oh, I didn't see that part. Oh, Kelly Kell. Girl. Right? I'm wondering now that I'm rereading this public information that's filed in the public document that's available to everybody, that has been filed in a court of law, which is open to scrutiny by anyone in the public of general interest, for educational purposes and for my personal enjoyment. I'm wondering now if part of the calculus wasn't that Lauren didn't want to show up because of law and crime. And I'm spitballing, and this is my speculation. Where's my fucking banners? Where is my fucking banner? Hang on. This is my speculation.
What?
Okay.
Speculation.
And my opinion is that if this were to go before a judge in a public trial, which as Americans, we are afforded, that John's credentials would come under scrutiny.
Yes.
See that word?
Absolutely.
Alleged credentials.
So essentially,
I find that fascinating.
Essentially what John Matthias does is he says, what this lawyer is saying is that he's putting himself into the role of expert witness. Expert witness is something that is you're qualified by a judge. Like they can ask you questions. You're kind of defending your background and history. You're defending the fact that, yeah, I pretty much know everything about this particular field, and the judge has found me competent to testify in the role of expert witness, right? Well, even when you're in the role of, if you're the evaluator, if you're the one that's actually going in and testing the patient, or not patient, but inmate, you're testing, you're analyzing, you're coming out with an ultimate statement as expert witness, fact witness, whatever. Here's the rule of thumb, people. Here it is, carved in stone if you're smart. You don't say anything in one of these reports or while you're on the witness stand. You don't say anything in terms of your opinion that you can't back up with empirical research. You better have citations. You better have books. I don't mean books written in 1928 either. I mean contemporary text, new research, meta-analyses. You better use standardized testing equipment. You better know the front, back, inside, left, right rules for administrating those tests and what they actually are measuring. You better have the answers. If you want an expert view of what a professional psychologist looks like when they're actually giving good testimony as an expert witness, go to the Jodi Arias trial. That psychologist from Arizona, she had black hair or dark brown hair, very well put together. I'm not talking about the lady that was like Jodi's buddy, you know. That's what you look like. That's what a real expert witness looks like and how they offered their information. What John does it is to say, I am a licensed psychologist, therefore my word is above reproach. You don't get to question me. So I'm a licensed psychologist, and if I say that Christina Mack is a stalker, you don't have any choice but to believe me. And I don't have to tell you how it is that I came to that opinion. I don't have to inform you on how I am the expert. You are nothing. Therefore, you just be quiet, sit down, be quiet, little lady, and you listen to me. That is the best way to lose your license. That's not the way it's done. You do. In the first place, he could never serve in the capacity as expert witness because they're talking about his wife. That would just be wild. Like, crazy. It'd be like, you know, a heart surgeon doing open heart surgery on his daughter. It just wouldn't happen. It's just silly. It's just goofy. It's too personal. It's like, you know, it's all that. But in the 4-hour live I did yesterday, same exact thing. He just creates this amalgamation of speculation, and then he presents it to you on a silver platter of, hi, I'm a licensed forensic psychologist, and believe me, just believe me, this is true. But back at the ranch, it's not true. He's just picking and choosing facts. They may be facts, but they're unrelated to the premise that he's making. It's just like he makes a soup and he puts in all these, like a gumbo, and he just puts in all these different unrelated types of food. And then when he's done, then he says, okay, I'm the chef here. You're about to eat creme brulee. But in fact, it's just a hodgepodge of stuff he got out of the refrigerator. That's how he presents his arguments. And y'all will see that when I release my 4 hours of analysis.
In legal writing, and again, as you know, I am not a lawyer, but I am the world's oldest law student. Again, boring EU law and UK common law and international law. So don't listen to anything I'm saying. But what I have learned, and maybe there's somebody in the chat that knows, is that every word used by a lawyer or any legal writing, even in legal research or in legal essays, every word serves a purpose.
Yes, true. 100%, 100% true.
And I find it fascinating. I can't, y'all. I'm deceased. I'm cease and desist. I am cease and desist.
She's so fun. Okay. So I do have to say this. Okay. This is coming out of, is it Arizona, Utah? I don't know. Let me say this. This is not coming out of Texas or Louisiana. What it should have said, am I right about this? Let me, the John Matthias Declaration lays virtually no foundation for the statements of fact John Mathias did not establish the requisite personal knowledge. He diagnosed Mathias and Christina Mack, both are inappropriate, do not meet the foundational requirements for submission. Yeah. John Mathias briefly details his alleged credentials, but then offers an explanation of his methodology. What you should have seen right there with Rule 702, 703, Part C, it should have said John Mathias, comma, PhD, hash mark, and then his like NV or what UT, whatever state he's licensed in, followed by his license number. Like I have a number, and that number is mine forever and ever. It doesn't matter if I retire, my number will never be given to another psychologist. It's mine. It follows me. It's mine. So that is as good as a birth certificate. If I give my Texas licensing number, I'm talking about psychology, to a police officer, they can pull me up on their computers and get my history. It's all connected. Okay. So one question I have here, and it's a question, why didn't he write, because he's addressing John Mathias, who stated his credentials. Why didn't he write John Mathias, PhD, hash mark 77777? Why didn't he do that? That's interesting. Any opinion offered by, maybe he didn't want to try.
Young Black wasn't Dolly able to find. Yes. And I did too. Yeah. Yep. And we went through them and it was not great. Not good. There's some I think in Dolly's stream, certainly. Hella, I think Jay, I think there's a lot of people that have done some work on that, but I did unearth some of his, and I only found one at the federal level, and that was acting on behalf of.
Okay,
seemed like
we're talking about Utah. See where it says. There we go. See where it says Utah Rules of Evidence 702B 703. They're outlining what that is. Like how do you define an expert? How does Utah define an expert witness? So he should have had John's number.
Some VA work, or I don't know. Anyway, so some, just like two. No, I'm not. I'm just old. Anyway, and again, I am not going to practice, by the way. That's not my deal. I just show up at immigration court arguing for the rights, human rights of people. Anyway, my point is that no word is used lightly in a legal filing, nor is there any word that is used erroneously, that is not purposeful, that is not intended to communicate not only with the court. You're having a conversation with the court, but you're also having a conversation with opposing counsel.
Yep, true.
And so, again, as I had stated, my speculation goes now beyond the fact that Lauren didn't want to get pantsed in public. It's that word allegedly struck fear into the hearts of the LLC, of the corporation.
Damn.
And when I'm talking about corporation, I am talking about Hidden True Crime LLC, or Hidden Productions LLC, which is incorporated in the state of Nevada. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, none of this. And I just love it. And I love it because I love language.
Let me tell y'all what I went through. Here's something that I struggled with when all this was happening and going on. It's entirely, okay, how do I say this? how do we know? I'm going to pose it as a question, okay? How do we know that the John Matthias of Hidden True Crime, how do we know that that's the John Matthias psychologist licensed in Utah that everybody found that, or Nevada, that everybody found that, right? How do we know that? Because there wasn't a picture. Right, Kathy? I think John needs to produce his alleged credentials for public proofing. I mean, I don't know if he needs to do it for the public, but he damn sure should do it for the people that matter. If I were Dr. John, I would have told Lauren, find another expert. He can't be the expert. The only capacity that he could testify would be as husband. And then he'd just be John Matthias. You don't get to just say, I'm a psychologist, so I get to treat anyone. Like if I have a good friend who contacts me and they say, hi, my daughter is having some kind of issue and we really need your help. There is just simply no credible way that I can say, of course, let me make her an appointment. I'll work with her. I'll try to help her. Absolutely not. Under no circumstance. What you do is you do a referral to a competent psychologist. That's how it's handled. When you have somebody that has a personal connection to you and they begin having some trouble, you make a referral to someone that you know is competent. And then you return to the friend role, or you return to the family role. In no way do you do therapy with your own people. In no way. But we have seen evidence of him doing that. Her family has a habit of using other people's credentials. Well, here's what I got to say to that. That did happen with, I believe, her dad and her brother. They took another man's credentials and gave it to someone who had actually been disbarred, right? Y'all remember that? Let me say this. If they did this with Lauren and John, if his name isn't really John Matthias, or that isn't the same John Matthias in the database, that's the end of Hidden True Crime as a channel. It's going to be over. So I really hope they did not do that. It is evidence of Lauren practicing witchcraft on the public. People forge documents all the time. Didn't he train with Jody Hildebrandt? I just don't know. Yeah, the dad there's her dad has well documented multiple and many episodes of fraud. Yeah. Big fraud too, right? Big money. Oh, I'd be terrified.
Right? I love writing, I love reading, I love language, but I also enjoy discovering new things. And I just discovered this. I guess I didn't realize that. Holy shit. Well, yeah, again, my feeling is, again, my speculation is that maybe had something to do with it as well. Right? Because if you're going to give public testimony at a public trial after filing a public record with your name on it, using your words, swearing and affirming under penalty of perjury, which is available to everybody on Subtext's docket pages and everywhere else where you consume your media, is that you're going to be scrutinized. Even if you're beaming in on Zoom.
Yeah, true.
So this communication with the court, to me, as I'm reading it, and again, just an old bag, not a bat, an old bag out here in the world, living my life, is that this had a hell of a lot more to do with it.
That's very interesting, Andy.
Good God. Okay, maybe I'm overblowing it. I don't know. I
don't know. I do
What do you
think
guys
that is, I do think that is a,
Oh, John Matthias purports to offer diagnosis, and this is just, to me, it's gross, man. Come on, look,
just
don't do that.
listen.
He's a one-note cowboy. I've said this before.
Just just simply this one statement. I do. First of all, let me say this. I find it very interesting that this attorney used alleged credentials, because it's very easy to validate, to verify credentials. That is not difficult to do. And it's one of the reasons why when they address you in any of these legal documents, it's your name followed by your license. It can't be shared with another person. It's just yours and you take it forever. Even once you retire, the number is retired, right? You can look my number up. In 30 years, you can look the number up. You'll see my name, and then you'll see my number, and it'll say retired or inactive, okay? So it'll never get given to another person. So I think that's so interesting that an attorney said alleged credentials. That is very interesting. The other thing I think that is huge from my perspective, John Matthias purports to offer a diagnosis of Lauren Matthias and Christina Mack. That is actionable. You can lose your license for doing a diagnosis without a proper evaluation. So did he say that Christina had some sort of diagnosis? Yeah. You know what, just me? She was acting as a life coach under John Matthias. This is so, retired, right? Yep. He most certainly does. It'll say like if let's say you have to take a year off or whatever for some kind of medical treatment, and you say, I don't want to renew my license right now. When I'm well and I'm ready to work again, I'll renew my license. Then it'll say inactive. The rules don't apply to them. He's gonna find out. Sure enough, he said she had antisocial personality disorder. You dumbass, John Matthias. What is wrong with you, buddy? Good heavens. You diagnose someone with antisocial personality disorder? John, that's the diagnosis that Bryan Kohberger carries. You know what? You probably need to quit diagnosing people you don't know and look in your own house. Okay, I do have a 2:00 meeting, and I've got to get some things together for that. Criminal sociology, apparently he put it in official court documents. It's wild. Okay, Andy, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for putting this out. I am going to come back later this afternoon when I get a break, and I'm going to watch your whole video from start to finish. Those of you that are in here, please, please, please go to Andy's channel, watch this video, put the thumbs up, and subscribe. She is a wonderful researcher. She is bringing so much really, really good information to the conversation. And that is something that this arena really needs, which is true facts and information. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to get into that too, Idaho Mom. Yep. Now, I did, at the request of Criminal Sociology, I did an analysis of, or a reaction video of John Matthias's analysis of Richard Allen. And what I thought was going to be a little 1.5 hour, maybe 2 hour video turned into a 4 hour video that I didn't even finish his analysis. So I've got to work on that and divide it into episodes. So I got a lot of work to do in my YouTube channel. I haven't had a lot to do with it in a long time. I've really just sort of, you know, when I had some extra time, I'd pop in and do a little video, but I got to do the Andy Kopsa video, go through it and see what all is there and read Dr. John's document. So I'll get that done. I promise. I'm motivated also to get the 4 hour video broken down. One thing I thought I might do I may go ahead and load the whole 4 hour video up into the members only section. I may go ahead and upload that as one video. And then those of you guys that are not members, I will break it apart probably into like 6 videos and go ahead and get those loaded up, and I'll have them named part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, blah, blah, blah. So just play it while you're live, like right now. Do we have, let me see, hold on, let me get the link. I can do it, hold on. Copy. Okay, so here is Andy's link to this video that we're watching right now. So please go over, please thumbs up her video, thumbs up my video, subscribe to her, subscribe to me, but please do that. It's really important, especially since we played some of it. That way you can take breaks. I know it's going to be such a job to take a 4 hour video and break it apart, but you know that. You know that Kresha knows what it's like to try to take something like that and put it into manageable bits. You know, it's a job. I posted early in the chat a few times, but had to copy and paste. Yeah, so that I just listed it. So there it is. It does get crazy, sis. It's just been, it's just awful. And my heart goes out to Christina Mack. She is, let me tell you something. Christina Mack is a person of substance. You know what I mean? To be exposed to these people, to be acted upon by these people, to be basically publicly humiliated at CrimeCon, and then they invite you back with a platinum pass, and when you get there, they're watching you and following you around. It is bizarre, and she needs an attorney, and heads need to roll for what CrimeCon and Hidden True Crime have put Christina Mack through. Yeah, I'm serious about that. What they've done to her is it's indefensible. You can never defend it. CrimeCon couldn't defend it. And I would include Christina, I would include CrimeCon. It was their security guy. And we kind of know who the angry blonde woman, we know one thing about her. We know she's John and Lauren's person. And Lord knows I am trying to find out who she is, but it's like she's gone underground. It's like she's wiped out all of her social media. And I'm sure that's because she knew that you were looking for her. But let me show you this. I have her. That's her. But it went through multiple stages. I have multiple pictures of her from different websites. But she went through multiple, first of all of her pictures changed to like really early young pictures. So this is a picture of her, but she's young. So hold on, you'll see what I mean. Let me see if y'all can see this. I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh, I didn't share it. Sorry. Okay. So there she is, Christina. I have names. I just can't. It's like all of a sudden she went from changing her stuff to early pictures, like as a younger woman, and now she's taking it. Everything's down. So I'm looking for a nursing license. Apparently she's a nurse, or was a nurse, and she's had a nose job. Get that nose job. Her chin is a perfect match. She does have the overbite that you see on her lip here, right? She definitely has a teeny tiny, not normal nose. Her nostrils and the tip of her nose don't match her bridge of her nose. So she got a nose job. I think her nose looks suspiciously like John Matthias's nose, which kind of makes you wonder. And her eye sockets, her eyebrows, perfect match. The width between her eyes, perfect match. You can't see it here, but when I lighten it up, I can see her iris. And her iris is exactly the same size. So this is her. So we have to see, because, you know, some people know how to find things, you know what I mean? So we're waiting to see. You see how her cheekbones perfectly match. Her forehead is a perfect match. And then if you go ahead and extend it down, same exact chin. This is her. I'm not going to tell you how I found it, but I did find it. Maybe she had Mohs surgery. She could have had like skin cancer, basal cell, and then they did the Mohs surgery, and so they had to rebuild the tip of her nose. See what I mean? It looks like her mouth matches. I think she's just had a tiny little bit of plastic surgery, not a whole bunch, but it's her. I got another picture. Have another picture that I'm about to decide might be like her daughter. She looks exactly like this lady, but 30 years younger. So I don't know if it's this lady, only it was a picture like from what I think it says. I think the picture was posted, maybe it was in 90 something, 96 maybe. I don't know if it would be a daughter. I don't know if it might be like a sister, or if it's just this lady. All right. So that's that. But it's got to surface sooner or later, right? This is the lady who was stalking Christina through CrimeCon, who's on video. That's the lady that was following. Yes, sis. Yep. And she is very active in the Hidden True Crime channel. She's very active on their Facebook. Ha, 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 ha. That damn Facebook will get you every time, people. All right. I don't think it's the mom. I don't think, but I do think the pictures of her nose, like the earlier pictures of her, she's definitely much older now. But her old nose, not the nose that she has now, her old nose to me looks like John Matthias's nose. Don't y'all think? I think it does. But there's a lot of reasons. She could have gotten a nose job. She could have gotten Mohs surgery with basal cell, and then they just reconstructed the tip of her nose. But yeah, that's it. All right. Okay. You guys have a great afternoon. She looks like a Jody. Oh, I don't know about that. She looks very familiar. Yeah, that's what I kept thinking. Why does she look so familiar? Why does that lady, even in the video where she's following Christina, you look at it and you think, I ought to know who this is. She is old to be working as private investigator. She's definitely not, I don't think she's a PI. She was nailed quickly. It was easy to see what she was doing. Thank you, criminal sociology. Yeah, I mean, tell me that's not her. It's definitely her, but her nose is definitely been worked on. All right. I got a meeting I have to get to. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. And Krusha, I am going to get back into Andy's video. I want to do it while I can focus and listen closely. And I'd also like to do John's statement. So I could go live with that one. But I do have this 2 o'clock meeting that I need to get into so I don't get yelled at. And I'll be back a bit later on, okay? Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you later. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. See you later. Bye.